Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovative, and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Lane, the one and only Master Propaganda, heroes like Defender of the Fatherland, off to a 1v1 on Tuscan Vineyards. In the north it is Ildong, the illest of... Wait, let's not go there. Fighting here for freedom, democracy, and liberty. Here with the US 45th Infantry Division, we've got special rations with scouts and a weasel. In the south it is Theodosios here with the Deutsches Afrika Korps, rolling ahead here with the 15th Panzer Grenadier Division, striking ahead for Das Vaterland, with some Italian Bezier in the side as he's gone for Italian combined arms. As always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters for the continued generous and heroic support of the Propagandacast, and a big thanks for commenting and liking on my videos. Really helps immensely with the YouTube algorithms. So forwards we go here, striking out in a variety of directions from both sides. Weasel pushing east, and scouts west. For the 30 cal flying up here for Ildong, as obviously they did not nerf the 30 cals in like any actual way. So Panzer being busy in the west, digging in, seizing the munitions point here, of course making sure they can hold it more easily in case of a counterattack there out of the Americans here. We got the Weasel encamping on the bike. Weasel is getting the upgrade, but isn't quite upgraded yet, giving the bike here a theoretically golden opportunity, but at the same time for Theodosios, the focus is obviously on the fuel. He wants more fuel. And we got more Bezier out there as well there, more Italian infantry sprinting interaction with the 3rd cal on the way there for Ildong. Second machine gun, bike pushing eastwards here. Southeast, we've got Bezieri busy with the munitions point here. Steady as anything goes, there go 30 cal mounted on the Weasel. M29. Weasel typically was part of the US Special Operations units, but would find his way towards more regular infantry divisions, as the Special Operations units didn't really have much use for it, and the infantry in certain areas definitely had use for a vehicle like that, as it had better overall all-terrain capabilities, meaning it could go places the Jeep couldn't.
Let's tackle the Germans.
Oh, fun note there. East side Bezier rushing through here, quickly advancing into the villa's courtyard. Two squadsmen on the east side, bike remaining here, very cautious, clearly trying to see what's going on here.
Enemy movement near a victory point.
They're getting the drop in the 30 cal here, immediately utilising the Italian infantry's mobility sprint here, of course, unawares for Theodosios. Of course, there's a second 30 cal, but still gets past the arc of fire here, back pulled back. So here Theodosios realising this engagement is pretty much not worth it, and then gets out of there very quickly before, like, wasting men in an otherwise bad engagement. So thumbs up to Theodosios. Got a 3rd squad of Italians out here, the Bezieri, and we got the light squad coming as well. Therefore, we got another 30 cal here for Ildong. I imagine Theodosios were probably looking for something a bit more mechanized to try and deal with the American 30 caliber threat. But for now, he's just getting as much of the map as he can, trying to secure as many munitions as well here. Trying to just, I think, keep Ildong there a bit on his tippy toes. Got another 30 coming in there, responding here to potential flank there. Third one ready, munitions in the east, almost seized fully by Theodosios, and Das Vaterland squad here being hammered by the 30 cal. Definitely want to get that out of there soon before it gets suppressed, and got too late for that. North Panzer Pioneer holding out against the Weasel, which is already a veteran to 1. And Theodosios' first choice here is an ambulance while healing for his men. Imagine to just anger the Americans with full concept.
Infantry support research underway.
Welfare on wheels. So, got the ambulance to the seas, on munitions point to the seas, not the ambulance. So that's a lot of munitions per minute. Theodosios getting 1 munition actually more or less per second. There's definitely a lot of munitions if this carries on. Going in, he could catch the scout and treat the 30 cal he's still set up here. He definitely knows where at least some of this area are, at least he's got a good idea of it, so he knows he's risking a flanking on the cutoff point. Got the scout team. Minor win there for Theodosios. Obviously, engineers out here for the Americans. Like rushing in there, going mark target, immediately giving a tracer fire there, giving that 30 cal a bit of a pasting there. Good challenge troops coming in. Right at the 30 cal, both squads suppressed here. Being a bit too blind here, of course, makes it difficult for Theodosios to, anticipate where the machine guns are. And as we saw there, get an entire 2 squads suppressed and pinned down. So, a bit rough here for Theodosios, and certainly highlights that there was a big question mark as to why they didn't do anything about these 30 cals. Bike being fixed up, Basil wanting attention in the background, but I can't really do that while I'm busy recording an episode. It's not from where he is. Info supports, and they're almost done here for Ildong. Ildong, I'm guessing we're looking at, you know, some SSF commandos down the road. Do tend to be common with these
Commander,
type support and builds using the SSF commandos to do the infantry work once it gets there.
Get those guns ready.
MG34 for Theodosios here is an interesting pick. Not that necessarily, but not what I would quite have picked on either sort of the unique choice there. Got the Bessier, the bike pushing eastwards here. Half tracks there for Ildong, so that requires Theodosios, of course, to get a counter out to that. It's really wanting some attention.
Get those guns ready.
There you go, finally catching a 30 cal there in a bit of an awkward spot. He rushing forwards here. Doesn't have the grenades unlocked. And we do see the squad that was suppressed and routed, but still got 30 cal pushed off here. Small when the tactically centers also kind of open here. At least for a brief while. And the left flank here, the 30 cal is, flank here, the 30 cal in general is quite exposed here. So the problem right now for Theodosios is he doesn't, of course, know these things as easily. It does create some problems for him. Then we'll have to not send it, got the insane half track on the way there, pretty standard there. Of course, you can go for the M16, but a lot of USF players just prefers the anti-tank half track because it's more flexible in some regards. To give us the DAC, having the anti-tank element there, of course, is always pretty handy in case of any Italian surprises. Mechanized company, they're almost done. We'll also have enough for the grenades, I believe. Does support upgrades there. All the way. Got that mechanized company done. Could see an Octart here being unleashed against Ildong.
The munitions point is being attacked.
And there you go, entering half track parked there in the stream. And bombarding here. I imagine he's concerned about mines here. It's really the only way I can imagine him, like, just bombarding this, just like make sure that Theodosios didn't like leave any parting gifts there for Ildong and his men to run into. He's and uses the bike and the Bessieri.
Enemy activity near our munitions point.
And here we got another squad pushing forwards. Bang, moving ahead here. 30 cals are definitely giving Theodosios a real headache, but we do get the Octart here. And crucially, I mean, there's obviously the anti-tank half track. We can flank it, at least stay clear of it. It's not going to be that big an issue. Ildong, meanwhile, is also floating a lot of manpower. Imagine that setting up there for the SSF commandos. So you can start calling in as soon as you can, and then as soon as the cooldown is worn off, call in another one. Since the SSF commandos from the bazookas plus the Johnsons will be a pretty strong threat here versus Theodosios with a mix of light vehicles and infantry. For now, he needs to like get some of these 30 cals pushed off. They've not wiped. So, Octart has arrived here, the 232. Some the Fahrzeug rolling ahead here. With some mighty 8 wheels. Of course, that will be later replaced by the 234. Of course, more colloquially known as the Puma, though that was only the name of the version with the 50mm gun. But a lot of people just call the, like in the main version, the Puma as well. And there you go, going in for the anti-tank half track. He's trying to get the drop, but maneuverability on the half track is pretty high here. Another half track on the way here for Ildong. Theodosios really pushing his Octart here. There you go, smoke deployed. Cheeky freaky. And then quickly turn here to Ildong's left flank, which is now quite exposed. We've got the pursuit team also running here for Ildong. Of course, they do have to wait in line after the half track before they can start going. Why do we have to queue up?
As ordered.
Don't ask.
We have territory under attack.
West side here, 30 cal hang up. The Bazooka team then are arriving. Second half track out. I imagine, yeah, that's going to be an interesting half track as well. Ildong heavily spotted here, of course, so the Octart stay out of Theodosios. Probably concerned by, well, there might be more. Awesome Martyrs, he's going heavy on the anti-tank assets. Hitting a mine there, but from enough to undo the 30 cal crew that, but the machine gun team and the Bessier. Oh, we do get a grenade off here, but a bit slow here, unfortunately. And the Bessier. Oh, he does get it, but I don't think Theodosios has noticed it. Oh, so he should rush in the Bessier to grab it. That is some good.
Reconnect with it.
Some fortune and misfortune there for Ildong. He lost the 30 cal, but Theodosios is not aware of it. has been rushed in immediately to then recapture it. Capture it in the first place, allowing Ildong to recapture it. Panzer's life for Theodosios, thumbs up.
SSF commandos are available to deploy.
Worth noting is yet to actually rely on any of the call-ins there, so no Panzer's assault grenades or anything like that. Got the played out mobile 30 down lock here for Theodosios. Yeah, that definitely feels like a missed opportunity for Theodosios. Could possibly be a big one, but we may never truly know. Again, he got another third kill already. There you go, third kill push to solve the tanks. And there you go, Ildong finally able to call in his SSF commandos. Ready to charge the opponent. They were a Canadian-American Special Operations Units, they're the SSF. And there's the captain on the roof. Again, I take half to got Panzergrenadiers to assist here though. More Panzergrenadiers for Theodosios. More Panzerbuchse.
Defend our victory point. We're losing it.
She's getting a bit more fluid now. Here's Theodosios sort of gets in more heavier stuff than just a bunch of Italians with the rifles. And that is definitely giving Ildong more cause for pause. So Theodosios now can like more aggressive sort of probe the lines and start, you know, poking in there. Thumbs up to the SSF commanders moving forward here. Johnson's at the ready. Zuka's in the backpack or something. There you go, quickly switch over to Zuka's.
The squad of SSF is awaiting deployment, Commander.
136 with 131, pretty close in terms of victory points, neither player really having any significant lead for the time being. We got the Beast rushing in on the east side, all on his own, unsupported. Could become an easy target here for Theodosios Achtad if he decides to try and take the opportunity. Though, of course, he might be concerned it could be a bait. There's something hiding around here. Or he may just not be paying attention. There's any number of possibilities here for why Theodosios just isn't rushing not coming out. Even up north here, machinery positioned up this here, they're about to get the drop on it. Will Theodosios realise this? There you go, charging in there, grenade, light yet ready here. Oops, setting up.
Commander,
more grenades on the way there. Oh! It doesn't have munitions for the grenade here because of the right machine gun upgrade. Very lucky, I think, there, Ildong. Very fortunate once more. I'd still lose it here, I suppose, but it's only higher chance of finding that than the grenade. I might still lose it here, though. Looks like yeah, it is a wipe after all. And this time, Theodosios absolutely is paying attention, so he will actually grab it. Machine diving straight for the center. East side, American forces poking in there. Good chance here lying up behind an old boat. As Ildong finds his right flank there, slightly withdrawing here. Theodosios starting to get a bit more room here and there, a bit more control against his opponent.
Reports of enemy movement.
Panzergrenadiers diving in deep here with their Panzerbuchse.
Captured a victory point.
M1340 on the move there. Oh, M1340.
Near a victory point.
Wish there was an M1340, but no. Anti-tank cartridge. Just thinking about it, will Theodosios go for it? And then, like, you know, I just kind of short-circuited it.
A victory point has fallen into enemy
more
control.
SSF commands for Ildong, very much expected. You'd typically see 2, maybe 3 of them, depending on the player. A few very bold ones might even go for 4, but that tends to be on the very rare end of the spectrum. Panzer is routed. Got the lieutenant! What lieutenant? You know, Lieutenant Dan. There is no Lieutenant Dan. You're a machine gun. Got no lieutenant. Oh. The sergeant's got a bit of a scratch, but I mean, look at him. He's fine. North, you better skirmishing. Italian and German troops are moving in with machine guns of various makes and quality.
The squad of SSF is awaiting deployment, Commander.
115 versus 405. East side there. Commanders there in pepper patrol. They've got a second mission. They've got the infantry joining in here in the 30 cal there on the run. commanders push back here. Theodosios making, at least here in the east, good use of the machine gun to support his infantry. Thumbs up. Archibald moving forwards. So right flank here, risk of collapsing here in favour of the German army. And there go mine laid down here in the Petunias, taking care of a couple of battalions. Just don't let the gardener catch you there afterwards. He might have a few choice words for you.
Defend our victory point. We're losing it.
West side here we got Arctos making a bigger push here. We got Tank Depot and Panzer Commander more or less on almost at the same time for both players, but at least they are going up roughly in the same time span.
We're losing our capture point.
With Theodosios getting in, it's that fast would go for a Panther 3 here. Of course, he may decide he wants something a bit more explosive in one way or the other.
The victory point is under attack.
Or you may, of course, just go straight for armored reserves. Never truly know that, obviously. In some ways, we'll never know the thought process here. So, commanders is pressed again. Enemy field 4 continue to do good work here for Theodosios and the 15th Panzer Grenadiers on the west side here. German forces trying to push ahead here, getting bombarded here as Ildong lets the guns roar. Here these commanders punching through here and doing Theodosios' progress there pretty swiftly.
You have command points ready to spend.
There we go, straight into the armored reserves here. Theodosios are likely a Panther 4 here. There's also the option he might try and go straight for a Tiger tank here. That said, all things considered, that would, I think, bear a great deal of risk here for Theodosios and could backfire on him. So, we'll of course have to see if that is what he does go for. He tries to go for the Panther 4, like maybe a pair of Stuarts. After that, moving about with Bessieri in tow. 84 versus 93. Theodosios is overtaking Ildong in terms of make 2 points now. His casual lead on your hand is shrinking away slowly. They're getting a lot of wake-up calls, those bazooka men. They're getting a lot of wake-up calls. Meanwhile, Panzerjägers with Bessieri there getting ready to push the Simcat machine here nicely lined up in the middle of the road.
Reports of enemy movement near our
And the
victory
Bessieri are easily dispatched here. I mean, Theodosios might want to consider like a Lactis Infanterie Geschütz. Or I don't know, taking for some mortar half-tech somehow. East side, push forward here, we got the commanders squad holding up here, defending the right side of the map valiantly with all their might, but good to grenading Theodosios across the map with a white flush trying to prevent some elements here. Going off from there, got the grenade off. On to Ildong, commander pushing back, that Panzer's going for the flank here. Going in with that Panzer boots, 105 machine for Ildong, a bold and aggressive choice. Could end up causing here Theodosios and maybe actually more seriously consider the Stooges. Well, certainly a Panther 4 would also be a solid choice. But with German tank half-tech supporting the 105 Sherman, he might want to just get more raw firepower first.
victory point is under attack.
We'll have to see. But good flank here by Theodosios. Managed to spot a gap and then swing up behind Ildong's left flank. Thumbs up to Theodosios.
Captured a victory point.
Very good play there.
German 105
And the 105 Sherman has arrived here for Ildong. Captain forced off, cut off point 7, denying he Ildong plenty of precious fuel.
We should spend our munitions. We're losing the fuel point.
So there's plenty elsewhere, so. Then work to be done here for Theodosios to actually get a more significant leg. 30 cal in trouble, quickly will come. It's a Sherman and the entering half are slipping westward. See larger counterattack force here by Ildong to force away Theodosios and the Germans here from the left side on the map.
We've lost a weapon crew. All dead.
Weapon crew somewhere expires. Looks like our 30 cal they cleared out, but this time though, Theodosios does need more machine guns. Maybe he does. He's trying quite here with the Panzerpini apparently, but that makes a great target for the Hunter Sherman. And yeah, Theodosios then changes his mind here. And there was rumors he might have had more 30 cows than his opponent. They've very much been laid to rest.
The enemy is winning this fight.
Got that Weasel rolling in there, veteran 3, absolute heroes there. The Weasel Crew. Starring Liam Neeson. Yeah. Got the here, they can blast with high explosives just kind of down there. A few Panzergers boldly shoot at the side of it. Like certainly doing a lot of damage there. East side here, commanders hiding out there in the shrubberies. Good to give any Germans to get a bit too close there. Nasty surprise. Strafing runs with Theodosios alongside the Summerventer. Clearly not inflating 40s, and certainly once he got that Panzermech commander. I mean, you know, it's genuinely what's going to happen there.
Repairs complete. Enemy movement near a victory point.
Like, if he had some other choice than the Summerventer as well, on that one, he'd probably also pick the other choice rather than the Summerventer.
A victory point is under enemy control now.
Ildong now bring up more 30 cals here, not say more commanders.
Territory captured. What next?
Get destroyed. No, it's just forgotten. No one wants it anymore.
A fuel point is being seized by the enemy.
He said they are coming in.
Machine gun has been defend our victory point. We're losing
65, 26. There goes Sherman. Getting to work again.
Territory from us.
Got finding position being dark here. Ildong could be machine gun nest, could be mortar pit, but between the positioning, machine gun nest does feel very likely there. But yeah, Theodosios here clearly going for the Titan. I mean, you haven't seen Panda Falls, you haven't seen Stoots, he's got plenty of fuel, he's got plenty of manpower. This is absolutely Theodosios going for the Titan. Bring in that big German steel to bear against opponent, who's mostly got, you know, some bazookas and the anti-tank half-tanks. In theory, not a bad move, though of course it still gives his opponent plenty of time to, like, you know, prepare for the Titan, plus improved M9 bazooka rockets ultimately to get enough. Going into the Titan tank is going to struggle, like, you know, not immediately get blown out. So I do definitely get the logic here by Theodosios. The execution might still see some issues here depending on what the opponent does, like with some get more aggressive. Perhaps sensing again that his opponent is now starting for the Titan tank, meaning again Theodosios is going to be setting a lot of resources aside and not pushing into the fight right now. So that definitely gives Ildong here a lot of initiative and a lot of opportunities like willing to commit to it. But there you go. Got a commander team there taken out. Johnson there seized by some Italian. Yeah.
Reports of enemy movement near our victory point.
Another 100 farming Sherman here on the way.
Commander, we have a large amount of command points available.
Then Hardy was the opponent's mostly infantry build here at the moment, committing everything he can to it. Which of course does mean he must be more vulnerable to the TIE tank whenever it eventually hits. And certainly with the strike to the cutoff point here, only 8 fuel per minute. The Theodosios going for the TIE tank has become notably harder to actually pull off. Let's get wiped out, second one comes in ready.
They have taken our victory
team almost cleared out. Oh, Sato charge here and almost had it. Almost had it.
Yep, we done it. MG, waiting on you.
The enemy
Pretty
is
quiet here, we
moving
got
on a
364,
strategic
285.
We're on it.
2.
That wasn't so hard.
Up north, the Italian troops are sneaking in there. 30 cal still lying about, that just no one wants to touch it. I don't know what happened to it.
Commander, we should spend our munitions.
Beam 56 was 285.
Enemy taking our point.
Theodosios there, very close to the TIE tank. I mean, manpower-wise, he's more or less there. Fuel-wise, again, it's going to take a while due to the fact that, you know, he's barely getting any fuel per minute. And get that cut-off point back, that should definitely help push Theodosios towards his Tiger tank
No contact.
at a bit of a better pace. And there you go, grenade off here. Machine gun, though, survives.
been decrewed.
For the most part, there you go. Second grenade, it seems, does the trick, and we got Theodosios just wrecking it by shooting at it. Couldn't we, like, just, I don't know,
A victory point
do
is
something
under attack.
else and fire a very large anti-tank rifle since that machine gun gewehr? 9, we must do it this way.
A victory
That
point
is a
fallen in
German
enemy
way.
control. Initiating research.
65. Got a bit more lead now, Theodosios of Ildong. More of an actual lead. And there you go, third kills being up big here on the finding position, turning into a machine gun nest.
Defend our victory point.
Also,
We're
fresh
losing it.
SSF ground squad has been sent in by Ildong to replace the ones lost.
Research completed, Commander.
There we go. 26 minutes of the game here. Theodosios finally got his Tiger tank out. Even the map is crumbling in terms of control for him. He believes the Tiger, sent in by the 504th Schwerer Panzerabteilung, 2nd Schwerer Panzerkompanie. Advancing steadily there with its 18mm cannon.
We've lost control of a sector.
Now Theodosios' major comeback begins, I assume. Whether or not, of course, he can make it work is another matter entirely. Though, in the hands of a player like Theodosios, I'd say the chances aren't very good. He's certainly no slouch. There you go, Weasel just finding himself face to face with a lot of Germans, and a Tiger tank quickly gets out of there. But this time the Weasel's locked around now, and instead it's not a
A victory point is under attack.
burning pile of steel. Got these unpumped German, they're caught up with a few tear gas rounds. Tiger tank trying to prevent, but is trying to navigate the clearly complex terrain.
They have taken our
Ow,
victory point.
ow, ow, ow. Cat's attacking. Trying to play, but long time for that. And there you go, 30 kills. Survives an encounter with an 18mm high explosive shell. Miraculous, and certainly not because it has a force field.
P-47 strafing runs are now
And so
available.
reinforcing
Commander.
healing, preparing for the next engagement. Because they're clearly upset he wasn't able to just devour my hand.
Reports of enemy movement near our victory
So we
point.
got an M18 Hellcat tank shot here for Ildong. That'll be for being the first used tank shot. It takes use a purpose-built chassis for it, rather than just adapting something else like initially half tracks like this one, or the Sherman tank, which was basically what happened with the M10 Wolverine and the M36 Jackson. They both used the Sherman tank chassis, so there's the foundation
Man,
tank
boys should be
destroyer.
sped when possible.
Little fun fact there. Bazooka team there definitely fight the last bazooka as they get absolutely evaporated and given a very shallow, watery grave. So, how will Ildong respond to the fact he's got like a Tiger tank out and he's only got some bazookas and a pair of Hunter Farmer Shermans and the tank destroyer trying to stop that? Of course, at the same time, Theodosios having a Tiger tank doesn't mean he automatically wins, even against a opponent with a force composition of bombs. Seems like averaged correctly. Because Ildong can still block them to the Tiger tank if Theodosios makes a mistake. There's still none in this apartment that would expect Theodosios to perhaps make a few more coordinated and active pushes with the Tiger tank. For now, he seems a lot more hesitant, perhaps concerned that Ildong has something bigger hiding in the fog of the wall. Theodosios, for some reason, just might have missed and looked. Could be very much a plausible reason as to why he's not being more active. You definitely get that from time to time, like players like, technically have the advantage, but for whatever reasons, they think, the opponent is much stronger than they actually are, and so, don't play as aggressively as they could. I mean, that's kind of like the only that fog of the wall game. It is worth pointing out here. Sherms are taking hits here from the Tiger tank. Hell coming up, of course, take up the next half deck back where they're all up.
They pushed us off a sector.
There you go, tank destroyer there, getting the full volley there. Still survives the encounter. I'll have I'm showing there a bit of trouble. And we got the
P-47 loitering your
loiter going in. shutting down a fat chunk of the map there around the centre, and crucially also a good chunk there around his cutoff point. Meanwhile, another Hellcat for Ildong. He's got the Tiger tank, he needs it gone. Soon having at the commander squad here. What will Theodosios do next, though? Which you'll have to see. Hellcat halfway done. Got the commander squad there letting loose. Ground troops to quickly push ahead here. And we see Ildong just withdrawing. I mean, they're still at full number, but at the same time half health. And I think Ildong had just realised he just risked losing a lot of manpower. Needless, he just withdraws to men, get them healed up. Save the manpower for something more constructive. Meanwhile, second Hellcat tank was finally brought up here by Ildong. Try and challenge the German armament might in this sector. As Theodosios has his Tiger tank on the move.
Victory point. Territory lost.
Good shot on the 30 cal, he almost got it entirely wiped. Shoots and misses, the anti-tank happens, it hits the stairs right in front of him. That is definitely awkward.
We need to use our command points.
That shot that went through here, almost taking out the half track. We've got 343 on at 55 though. Theodosios' victory point can't continue to tick downwards. He's about to get a triple cap here, so he might be able to start bleeding out his opponent fairly fast. His side here, machine just sort of standing about there. More engineers for Ildong to help repair all of his armour, which is, I think, a very good position. Theodosios here now has a few options. Like, one option would be trying to go for the Flak 56 and help deal with all the tank destroyers and the tanks, set up in the right position, use the Tiger tank as bait. You could do theoretically a lot of damage here to Ildong, and I'll just be going for Panther-3 to support his Tiger tank, a bit more mobile, perhaps in some regards
Engineers on the
less
field.
punchy, but also more mobile, and thus a bit safer from certain types of bad developments. So we'll of course have to see here what Theodosios ends up with. Let's make a decision. Could also just try and hold that for a bit before he goes to falling ways down after the Tiger tank being called in. Some players do. For now, Theodosios does not appear to really be revealing anything there. That's the kitty cat. Very bestly. There you go, Berserker getting blasted by Hanfang Sherman. Teague on the move, faded on. There you go, Hellcat shoot. Got the action half on the flank, the other Sherman in the other flank here, and we got another Lloyd again. Make it very difficult for Theodosios, like, really have like anything going here. See, now the Hex like there's been constant suppressed here, but the strafing aircraft hits the Tiger tank on its own either, which aren't exactly ideal situations there for Theodosios. Ildong just turning to more Hellcat tank destroyers. More Panzer Pioneer for Theodosios. At this point, with like, you know, more tank destroyers on the way, I do think there might certainly be an argument here for Theodosios actually going for the Flak 36 and getting out an 8mm gun versus his opponent. Though whether or not he does it is of course a very, very good question, but it is certainly something I think at this point, with the force comes in Ildong's build up, to consider. Though crucially, Theodosios doesn't actually, I think, really know how many tanks his opponent's going for. Demo charging in the ignition point, cheeky play there by Ildong. Very cheeky play.
Hellcat has been completed.
Third Hellcat ready here now for Ildong and Democracy.
Secured. Get ready for action.
And there you go. Command Singer smashing hitting from the team, and that's all right already. And there you go, demo charge dealt with, spotted here. And detonated. Well played there by Theodosios. Thumbs up.
Territory out of supply. They've cut us off.
Big attack here by Ildong going for the center. Hellcat is the target tank, but it's shooting at something else entirely. I'm saying versus this many Hellcats. He can also go for double stroke just to provide whole raw firepower against enemy armor for his target tank with a double stroke G. So that's obviously another move here Theodosios could commit to versus his opponent.
A fuel point is being lost. Defend our victory point.
Target tank there trying to once more drive the push forwards, but right into where every allied gun is parked. It's typically, not always, the most ideal action
Victory point now under enemy control.
So there on the Tiger tank, it's really... There you go. We do get the flag for 6 of Theodosios, thumbs up. With that many tank destroyers suddenly an option there, providing just some good raw firepower against sort of things like that. Flag 46 on survey, yeah. Doing something 134. Panzer is withdrawing. Typically Panzer divisions, and I think some Panzer divisions typically had some Flak 36s as part of them, but most Flak 36s were typically either sort of more core level assets or a part of the Luftwaffe. As most people think of the Luftwaffe force as the Air Force, it was also the anti-aircraft force, so it was also very much where most of the attack-off guns in the entire German Wehrmacht were very much stationed. Very much as part of the Luftwaffe. So, little
We must
fun
pull this
fact
back. We're
there.
down to 300 points.
And so typically for a lot of like various units, the actual, if they got like any Flak 36s, they would typically impart, you know, of the Luftwaffe battery attached to them. That's a little fun bit there. Female commander shot into the Vizieri. Quick grenade. Oh! Didn't quite pay attention to it, blast up some of his own men. End up retreating here. We got 295 to 134. East side, we got the commander still poking them
Deploying
out.
engineers now.
And there you go, Flak 36 being pushed to the front line here by Theodosios and his brave truck
Victory
crew.
point is under attack. We must act.
Sitting up there. And note, this was actually something that Flak 36 could do, and what happened is like logistically set up like that. They would fire from the bogies.
Force of enemy movement near our
The
victory
dealer was, of
point.
course, set up more like, you know, the Flak 36 that the Wehrmacht had, in a more static position. But again, in a pinch, you could fire it like that.
Victory
You
point
just
now
couldn't
under
set it down
enemy
there.
control.
30 cal crew down, that would be the last 30 cal of Ildong, which Theodosios likely is going to shatter with his Titan tank. Good work. East side of commander squad moving to the enemy field forward, but no, it's not ready in time. He could get hit with a grenade. Ooh, bad timing here for Theodosios. Great timing there for Ildong. 272 versus 134.
All victory points are under enemy control.
Tiga advances. Straight ahead, we'll get the limit support here. We'll at least get the Flak 36 up close to support here. So far, Theodosios seems to have other ideas, and his boy is just not saying, oh.
Enemy won't let up. We're down
Machine
to
gun is
250
down.
points.
And what is this? We got 100 function setting up for what looks to be a deeper flame. We got the Hellcats as well. That could be a nice maneuver Ildong set up against Theodosios. Really nasty, but like blindside see Theodosios Tiger tank. That could get very ugly very fast. All Hellcat tanks trying to build up. So many Hellcats. Back for the we're just sort of sitting here. Clearly something being lined up here by Ildong and Theodosios. I imagine he's not aware of all what's happening.
Enemy
About to
forces
happen
are
to him.
converging on a fuel point.
He's laying down some mines here and there, and maybe also get the Flak 36 into a more forward position. Of course, he may have other ideas than that.
One of our sectors is now in enemy
Titan
hands.
tank Messi 2, slowly moving towards 53 there, and some nice bonuses there.
200
Fourth
points
Hellcat ready,
remaining.
and he needs his 100 function moving in and catch the best
Enemy
by decent
holds all
point.
victory points.
Triple cap here from Theodosios against Ildong, 193 to 134. Black 36 remains in position. He's definitely building up to something. I mean, he's got his 3 technicals with the 4th joining in, plus an 90-10 half-track being lined up here. He's definitely up to something, that Ildong. He is up to something. So, very quiet there. Target tank pushing users on the flank for the 6 and 2 there. Is aware, like, you know, the big target pins. The target tank wants to make sure the flank for the 6 is ready to support if it becomes necessary. And it's pushed off here. Target tank's also a very nice hit. Flank for the 6 up, and there you go. Got the Hellcat column on the move. 59, 34. Commando suppressed. Allied inbound, but flank crew there is definitely a bit slow to react. Maybe ignoring it, shoots there at the Sherman. He's down by there, got Hellcats going for it. Flank is going straight here. Bad timing here for Theodosios. It's like we need to turn around there, and it's not a lot. Officer 40 plus Sherman joining in. Switching to the Sherman is definitely a mistake. He needs to get the tank shots out. The Sherman's not going to be a big threat to the TIE tank, but the Hellcats are. Sound charges dropped on the flank for the 6 and wipe the TIE tank down with this. I think it is GG game over here for Theodosios. He's stinging a blow. He does fast line here.
They pushed us off a sector. 99, begin avoided.
There you go, GG game over. Nasty fight here in the end. I feel like both sides to some extent can be more active, though I think Theodosios trying to for that TIE tank rather than just, you know, going for more armor now. Was probably one of the areas was like, you know, he made a mistake because it gave Ildong more time to just catch on, so he'll not make his preparations. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. You'll learn something from it. This is Imperial 19. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye everyone.